there's two phases to our lives, and people call it the midlife crisis. Well, it's not really a midlife crisis. It's not even a crisis at all if you understand what's happening. You get the first phase of your life. And the first phase of your life, as this lady is talking about, is that it's the time of accumulation of friendships, of knowledge, of experiences, of understanding, of value. And that's your first phase. Your second phase, to where you are now, is how do you want to get paid back? And that normally happens from about 45 onwards. And I'm noticing even now, I mean, I'm 55 years old. I've done tons of stuff. I've seen tons of stuff. And I also feel that this is just the beginning. That everything, just think of your whole part of your life up until now. If you've ever been to the horse races, and you'll see that they have these horses that you don't know of. Then they come out of nowhere and they get paraded around in the circle, and you have a look at them and you go, oh, that's the one I want to bet on, and they are presented to the world. Then you have this next phase where you get these horses and they have to get into the starting gates. And if you've seen sometimes, it's an absolute commotion. And you have all these starting gates that have a gate on the opposite side, and they have to push the horses through on this side. Some of them go crazy. Some of the horses, they can't get in, then everyone's got to come out. They walk their horses around. When that horse is calmed down, they try again. And then they get them in, and then they push them, and they click the gate behind them, and then they can't go anywhere. And then the horse knows, and they get trained. So they get all this, here we are, they've been trained, presented to the world. Then there's this part of your life where it's this chaos of getting you into the starting stalls. And then there's that moment where they hit that bell, those doors open, and you run your race. And your first part of your race is to get you in and get you ready and prepared for what is about to come. And it's an exciting time. Then you sit at this moment in your life and you decide, how do you want to be paid back? My first stage is accumulation of resources, networks, people, experiences, good and bad. And then how do I want that to play out? So for younger people, what you sow, you're going to reap. Make sure what you're learning now and what you want to learn is going to pay you back with a smile on your face afterwards. Now, when you want to have the payback, this is where it all gets tricky, because you have to go back to the drawing board, and maybe you have to upskill yourself. Maybe you've done 10 things in your life and you want to spend the rest of it in this specific position, and you're going to go learn. Amazing thing, if you go to a place like Australia, if you once a sportsman, you're always a sportsman. So if you give up one sport, they will use you and put you in another sport. They just keep on putting you where your gifting is. So there you keep your purpose, but the plans change. So now you're 53 years old. What a wonderful time to now replace all your experiences with the direction where you want to go. And if you do what you need to do to learn what you need to learn to achieve what you need to achieve. If you want to do what I do what I've done to be able to do what I do. It does not just come naturally.
The power of his dream brings you here. His man, Sean Carlard.